All right, guys, Sanj here. Welcome back to another episode on the Bodybuilding News Network, specifically another installment of Bodybuilding Today. It seems that you guys have enjoyed this style of content, so we're going to continue doing so moving forward. But as always, let me know what you guys want to see specifically in the comment sections below. As always, Monday Muscles will be coming out regularly, as well as interviews with some of the top IFBB and NPC competitors in our beloved sport of bodybuilding. And then also, we're going to have our NPC weekly recap on Saturdays where we cover all the competitive shows that happened that week. But today, let's go ahead and start off with Brandon Curry. So, obviously, number 15, Mr. Olympia, Brandon Curry is prepping for his return to the Mr. Olympia stage. Last year, he placed second behind what do you call it? The incumbent Big Ramy. So he wants to win this next Olympia. He's been putting in the time, he's been putting in the work to improve and just bring the best package possible that he can. And I know a lot of my criticisms of his physique are already well known, and most people already know his big flaws, in my opinion. And it's perfectly highlighted in this video that his coach Abdullah put out here on his coach's Instagram. And it looks like, Brandon Curry from August 12th. So we're looking at probably around 8, maybe even 9 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia, the 2021 Mr. Olympia. And, what can we say? What can we say about this video? I think this is a great shot for Brandon Curry. The lighting is god tier, in my opinion. And a lot of people, getting back to those critiques, a lot of the critiques is going to be Brandon Curry's hamstrings. Now, looking at this video, the short time that he did spend from those back shots, it looks like there could potentially be some improvements in those hamstrings. You can see the connections with the adductors on the inside. It looks like they're connecting a little bit lower than they normally are. So it looks like he's made improvements in the hamstrings. I would like to see him do well at the Mr. Olympia. Especially with him being one of the few competing Mr. Olympias on stage right now. I'd like to see him do well, but there's just so many big names, so many amazing physiques coming up the ranks. In the men's open class, it will be interesting to see how Brandon Curry competes, shows up conditioned wise, and places at this year's Mr. Olympia. But let me know down below how you guys are feeling about Brandon Curry coming into the Mr. O. Next up, another competitor that we hopefully are going to get to see amazing package at the Arnold Classic and hopefully a top 6 place with the Mr. Olympia is going to be the returning Arnold Classic champ, William Bonac. Now, a lot of people have said, or at least some people in our circle here with the bodybuilding journalism piece, some people have said that William Bonac has kind of hit his peak when we're talking about his physique, and I've seen it in the comment sections below as well. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. In some capacities, I feel like William Bonac is very much capped out on his potential for putting on more size. I feel like his frame can only support so much more muscle. It's really going to come down to the conditioning, keeping that midsection small, things like that. Maybe I should put both of these headphones in. But I love William Bonac. I love his physique. I think he's a fantastic competitor, and I'd really like to see him do well. I always want to see all these competitors do well, but with all these crazy physiques coming up the ranks, people like the Labradas, the Valiers, the Walkers, people like that. Even Justin Rodriguez, people like that, I feel like are really going to start pushing that top 6, potentially even cracking into the top 6 this year. I feel like with the whole Rolly Winkler situation, there is a changing of the guard happening as we speak. Just as when Phil was coming on stage and really blowing up, and Jay Walker was, or Jay Cutler was coming on the scene. I feel like it's kind of a changing of the guard. I think it's actually kind of a random tangent here, but I haven't heard much from Kai Green recently. So I wonder if he just finally shut down the propaganda machine, or what's going on. Let me know down below, guys. I don't follow him or Redcon or anything like that. So let me know if Kai's doing anything. But I also want to highlight Vintage Genetics, Wesley Vissers. Now, Wesley didn't get a oh, how do we want to word this? I didn't think he got a favorable placing when you think about the caliber of the physique that he is, the Olympian level athlete that he is at the what was it, the Portugal Pro, the Big Man Evolution Pro in the classic physique. He didn't place as great as I thought he could have, and with him being, like I think it's actually less than a week out from the Poland, the IFBB Pro Poland. I'll take that down below so you guys can see that page. Kind of a smaller page. I mean, relative to my page, right? But he's going to be competing at that show. I haven't seen a competitors list highlighting who's going to be there competing in the classic physique at this Poland show. So can't really give you guys a heads up on who's going to be there or who could challenge Wesley Vissers there. But I definitely think that he's going to place high enough to at least qualify on points, if not win the whole show. But I love Wesley Vissers. Vissers. I apologize. I love Wesley Vissers. I think he has an amazing physique. I wouldn't say Arnold-esque, but he's just very classic looking in a grainy, structural way. There's something to say about his legs. I feel like they sit in a very interesting way. But I love his physique. I actually like the high lat insertion. It really makes the taper just crazy. But let me know how you guys feel about Wesley Vissers competing at the Poland Pro, less than 1 week out from that show. Is he going to win that show? Do you know of any competitors that are going to challenge him at the Poland Pro? Let me know down below. Or Flex Diesel on Instagram, IFBB Pro _ Flex Diesel. I appreciate you tagging me, brother. So, and he's prepping for the Olympia after qualifying this year. I love his physique. He's one of those bodybuilders that I feel like he's really growing into the 212. He has some space to go. I think he said he had like something like 10 pounds left or of pounds to put back on, or to put on in general before he really caps out his weight for the 212 class. Very interested and very excited to see how he fills out this frame and where that muscle distributes. I feel like he doesn't really need much more in this front lat spread. Goodness, maybe a little bit in the chest, but it's a very strong shot for him, this front lat spread. And even in the legs, the quad sweep is amazing. So really don't know where he's going to put all that muscle on, maybe in the back shots. But I'd like to see him do very well this year. Will he place in that top 6? I don't know. Let me know down below how you guys are feeling about Dietrich Bo Lewis, or Flex Diesel on Instagram, competing at this year's 2021 Mr. Olympia in the 212. And lastly, I'll say it right, James the Shed Hollingshead. I said it right. Now, this guy, he qualified early in 2020, so he's had this whole year off to prep and get ready for the Mr. Olympia. A lot of people want to see him in this first call out. I just don't know, guys. I don't know. I haven't seen him compete side by side with some of these big boys in a while. He's done a lot of the European tours where it's kind of a hit or miss on who you're going to see. He stood next to someone like a Regan Grimes, and I didn't think that was very comparable. I thought James Hollingshead beat out Regan easily, in my opinion. And Regan placed, it was somewhere around like 13th or 14th last year, right next to Chung So Lee and all those guys. So, how is he going to do at this year's Mr. O? I'd like to see him in the first call out, but again, kind of going back to what I was originally saying, it's going to be a very, very heavy lineup at the O. Getting shivers just thinking about being there. It's going to be an amazing show. Hopefully the lighting, the sound, everything is going to be on point. This is going to be my first pro show ever being to. So going to the Olympia is going to be a very exciting adventure. But hopefully we get to see a very, very good package from James Hollingshead at this year's 2020 Mr. Olympia in the men's open. Of course, best of luck to all the other competitors prepping for the Mr. Olympia, and Wesley Vissers getting ready for the Poland Pro just under 1 week out. And that'll do it for another episode on the Bodybuilding News Network, specifically another episode of Bodybuilding Today. I'm your host, Sanch. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to check out peakperformancelabs.ca, they are our sponsor for the month of August. Check them out. Use sponsored microphone code SANCH10, SANCH10 at checkout if you guys are interested in searching and purchasing supplementation. But that's it, guys. Once again, my name's Sanch, your host. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comment sections below in reference to content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.